This is the final board game breakfast of 2000. Next week, we eat a different breakfast. No, same thing.
2020.
Yeah, I'm still in the Y2K. Remember how worried everyone was about Y2K?
I know. The planes
Y2K.
are going to be falling out of the sky. Computers are going to shut down and then come to life and eat us and kill us.
I just saw an ad from Best Buy from back then said, remember, shut off your computers at midnight, 12/31/99. It's like, no, that's not going to affect anything. It's great.
But what I thought was really funny about that whole situation was that people were still worried, and the midnight had already hit parts of the world. And people were like, well, yeah, but our time zone will be different. Like, come on.
In my IT career, I spent like 3 years on the Y2K project. I was right at the beginning of that. And we saved the world. I want you to understand how we saved the world.
We're very, very grateful.
By the way, we
have again.
No, I'm not going back to IT. Hey, by the way, who are we? You didn't introduce anybody. We didn't say anything.
We're well known at this point.
Tom is well known, I guess.
I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm some guy.
Some guy?
I'm Z Garcia. Hi, how are you? I love to see you here. Thank you for joining us.
I'm Stephen Bonacore, the Podfather of Gaming, with his new dice guy. Is it showing now, Roy? You guys? I'm not looking at the thing.
Terrible.
Oh, perfect. There he goes. The word of God just came in there.
Okay.
That's good. Lucky pointing.
Well, folks, we are excited as always. A new year. We have this giant calendar here in the studio. I'm already filling in different dates and things. Yeah.
That's right.
So there's stuff coming up, but the first thing that's coming up is the Dice Tower Kickstarter. It's coming up on hopefully January 12th. We'll be launching that. So we'll be talking more about that. But one of the promos in that Kickstarter is going to be for an amazing party game that everyone here likes, and that's Just One. Yes. Just One's just fantastic party game. So Repos Production is giving us 5 promo cards for this Kickstarter, and the words for that are being chosen by you. We have a contest today for this. Now, I want to be really clear. This is a somewhat different contest. This time you are emailing a different email address. You're emailing Stefan, STFAN, at rprod.com. I believe it's showing, or we'll have a pop-up here so that you can see it. You need to email Repos Production, and you just need to give them as many words as you want, okay? Unique words. They're going to pick 25 words, 5 per card, and 6 people are going to win a copy of Just One, which, again, amazing game. They just reprinted it. It has the Dice Tower Award on the front of it, which is nice. That has a Dice Tower Award, a small one in the corner, and then the spiel really big.
That's how you know, Tom. That's how you know.
That's how we know. 6 copies. This is worldwide, and this contest will go all the way up through January 15th. So you have a while to enter this, so you just send in unique words. If you've never played Just One, it is a party. I just gave Just One to somebody for Christmas, a family who didn't play many games, and I was like, they're like, we have a hard time with games. I'm like, no, you will understand this one. Yep. It is that easy.
It's fantastic.
Great game. So can you put as many words as you want out there, for people to? Yeah. Oh, I'm going to be putting in Vassal, Bonacore.
Oh yeah, this contest is not open to members of the Dice Tower and people who appear on their shows and their families.
Oh, so not cool. I was ready. I had my whole list there.
Folks, there is a lot of stuff going on today. We got a lot of news. We have a fun game show later on in this episode. But first, we have some contributors. Let's jump to them.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
From Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we're talking about Drag Omino. This is in the King Domino line of games from Blue Orange. This one is specifically made for kids. It's a great way to kind of teach them, matching concepts and kind of just like playing dominoes. But when you get them all matched up, you get these cute little dragons that match the terrain that they're on. This is one we've been loving playing with our 3-year-old lately.
Yeah, but speaking of 3-year-old, the box says 5+, but our 3.5-year-old was able to understand it. I would assume that your 3.5-year-old would also be able to understand it. And it was nice because we didn't have to help her along or tell her what to do. She understood the concept along with her big sister. Our 7-year-old was also able to play along. This is a game that potentially they could play without us. But we both know that they would just play with the pieces because our youngest one is obsessed with those baby dragons.
Yeah, she just make it so that she gets baby dragons constantly.
Yeah, it's just baby dragons, dragons.
I win. Baby dragon time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they call it, by the way, is the baby dragon game.
It is. They do call it. She asked us today, she was like, what is it? Amino?
Dramamano?
Yeah, or like just
baby dragon game.
Baby dragon game.
Just stick with it. It's fine. But also, throughout this year, game nights haven't looked the way they used to, right? So we've been kind of relying on playing with our family a lot more. And a game like this really gives us a chance to play with a 4-player game with all of us around the table in a way we haven't been able to for a little while. And it's just so much fun to see them grow and play a game, fully understand it. It's fun for them. It's fun for us, too. Not only just watching them, but also the game itself is still pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, guys, if you want to hear more from us, you can find us on YouTube or Facebook. We are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. Everybody, this is Ryan. I'm Bethany. Hoping you have a happy, healthy breakfast.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Let's play it!
Hey guys, it's Nick, back from Mental Health Minute, and let's make some fair comparisons. Well, fair in a way that I find fair this minute. Nations. A great game for me that's all about building up your civilization, and it's very Euro-handed, and it's not themed very brightly, but it's there. Great game for me. But Through the Ages is not. Arctic Scavengers. A deck builder. Great deck builder. Love what it brings to the table, but I hate its original master of Dominion. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means that my brain is finding particular things about that game that just grab me and really make me want to play it far more than its predecessors. Dominion, as we all know, is a very basic. It's the original, but it's a very basic form of deck building. Back then, I probably would have liked it when it first came out, because there was nothing else like it. But we've expanded. Arctic Scavengers provides me that nice battle at the end of your hand, and it's the bluffing between you and your opponents to see who gets the final prize in that round, and what resources do you use to get more resources to have better battles. It's just great. It brings it up for me. Nations is not 6 hours long. Makes it more compact, succinct, with still the same amount of detail within reason. And that's what really does it for me and brings it home for me. Sometimes there's just a little bit of something that brings it out to be better. What about you? Name a comparison for yourself. Let me know in the comments below.
All right. Well, when you skip the news a week, it's time to, this is the time of year companies are always announcing stuff for the new year anyway. So let's jump into it. First of all, there's an expansion for Concordia. Concordia Solitaire. This actually is working
Solitaria.
Actually, I like that. It works for Concordia and Concordia Venus. This is coming in 2021. I'm not sure when. Just different levels. It looks like it's a few decks of cards. I'm not sure everything that it adds. They'll be announcing stuff. I think they're still working on it. So I don't know when it's coming out. But, this is the thing. We talked about this earlier, how Solitaire was a thing of 2020 to the point now where they're going back and adding Solitaire to older games.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah, because this is not a game that ever to me said, wow, I could see a Solitaire mode fitting right in here. But they're figuring it out. Matt Gertz is getting in on it. Yeah,
cool. You got to these days. But we have sound
right.
book.
Arcane Wonders has a slate of games coming out 2021. I've talked about Aquatica and Four Gardens. Both of those are part of the Dice Tower Essentials. Four Gardens, one of the best gateway games to come out in years. An expansion for Viral the Hive, Furnace, which was originally done by Hobby World, a great little auction game, and then a new little game called Sherlock 13, which I just played a couple days ago. The best way to describe that would be, you ever play that old, what's the deduction game from Sid Saxon? With the gems.
I know
Sleuth.
what you mean.
Sleuth. Excellent. Yep.
It's kind of like Sleuth, but like the micro game version of Sleuth. So there's 13 people, and you're trying to figure out which one committed the crime by asking questions about different ideas until you can figure it out. And then you just guess, and you're out of the game, or you're in. So it's a much faster version. We're talking 5 to 10 minute game. Well, it's interesting. I like it. So that's coming from Arcade Wonders. Then Emperor S4 had mercy upon me and announced a sequel to one of their popular games called Geisha's Road.
Why did they have mercy upon you?
Well, I don't have to pronounce the Hanamana Koji.
Well, you mispronounced Geisha.
You mispronounced Geisha, though. I was going to say, is that guy? No, that's Geisha. They're geishas, I assume.
They weren't that merciful. Next time they should just call it The Road. Maybe
Did I get that one right? I don't know.
Tom might not get that one right either.
This was originally going to be called Hanami Koji 2, but they changed it to another 2-player game. They're calling it a spiritual successor. I don't know what the difference between a spiritual successor and just an actual sequel to a game is. This is spiritual successor is the wrong word here. This is just literally, it has the name in the top corner.
I don't know. That term spiritual successor gets thrown around way too much, doesn't it? It doesn't really mean anything for one thing. You're right. You're right.
I'm thinking like if a designer designs a game and then later on he designs another game from another company and they're kind of similar and you're like, yeah, this is like a spiritual successor to that one. But when it's a direct, obvious sequel, that's not what that is.
Be a sequel.
I know. Yeah.
We've decided it's a sequel.
All right, I'm actually excited about this next piece of news. Unlock for Kids is coming from Space Cowboys.
That's cool.
Now, I'm curious how this will work because Unlock already works for kids that are in upper elementary, high school. So this is, I think, they said 6+, and it doesn't need an app, and it's language independent.
Wow.
I'm really curious about it. I'm going to try it. We'll see. I'm very curious about this.
What if you get stuck on one of the puzzles, though? How dumb are you going to feel?
I'll be like, I can't do it.
This will probably be right up my alley since these Unlock games are just too hard for me anyway. So this is going to be, I'm going to be getting this one and trying to, get into this one.
This sounds great. It's very, very cool.
It's a great idea.
Then Stuffed Fables has an expansion coming from Plaid Hat Games, which I'm a little confused on because I thought Stuffed Fables had stayed with Asmodee. So I'm going to have to go check into that. But maybe Plaid Hat Games, this was already in the works, I'm assuming. Anyway, it's an expansion for Stuffed Fables. And is it a standalone? I can't tell here.
No,
it should say that on the cover, I think. Yeah.
No, you need it here. It does say expansion on the cover. Yeah, you need the components from the base game. Looks like they're adding He-Man or a He-Man lookalike type to the game. The other characters in the front were already in the base game. So, it's Manny the action figure and Pokey the unicorn.
Sounds legit.
All right, Gen Con has announced basically nothing, but
that's what we're at with the news, huh? Great.
Well, no, but Gen Con made an announcement that they said they hoped they could run in 2021. They are postponing badge registration and event submission, which normally happens right about now. And they're waiting to see what happens. They want to hold the con, but they don't. This immediately caused a huge storm on the internet, and because people didn't read their whole press release, people said they're holding it. They did not say that. They said they want to hold it. I want them to hold it. We don't know until.
Yeah. So I then quickly made a prediction that they were going to do it with procedures in place. Like There's no reason that they can't say you must have a vaccine by then. You must have your temperature taken. There might be different things. They might limit attendance. There could be many ways they do it, but I do predict that if they can run it, and if they're kind of required to contractually, that they will run it.
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see. But I have hope.
Yeah.
I have less hope here for Fantasy Flight Games. They just announced they're shutting down their forums. They have a pretty big forum. One of their forums has 1.4 million posts, X-Wing. And these forums, I don't go to them much myself because I'm mostly on Board Game Geek, but they are pushing people towards what I can tell to be Discord. But they're shutting them down February 1st. Then they said if you have content there, save it, get it offline. This is yet another thing. It seems Fantasy Flight keeps disappearing a little piece at a time, maybe.
What do you think is what's the logic behind this move?
I think this is my take on it, that it takes them an inordinate amount of time to police it. Simple as that, right? They have to moderate these forums to keep off trolls, to just make sure that things flow well. They make forums on a website like a Fantasy Flight website or websites of various companies is something from the past where you didn't have other websites to group together like Board Game Geek. So I think that they're just saying, well, managing this is so big, we'll just push this all off to another location. And they mentioned Discord, but I'm thinking, most of the stuff, the discussions will go on Board Game Geek.
So this is just basically them cutting what they feel is an outmoded, part of their page, you're saying?
That is my take. That is what I believe it to be, but I have no insight.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alrighty. The Toy Association announced their Game of the Year nominees for the category of the Toy of the Year Awards. And as you can tell, most of these games have shown up in many of our top 10 lists, such as Drone Home, Fish Club, Genius Square, Poetry for Neanderthals, Pokemon Trading Card Game Battle Academy, Storytime Chess, and the Upside Down Challenge game.
Yep. Yeah,
once again, showing that the mass market is on a very different page than we as hobbyists are.
I've been playing Storytime Chess for years. I was playing it before they actually published it. I got a prototype like years ago, and I've just been having a great time with it. You move a piece, tell a little story. It's great.
I really believed. I was like, is he? I bought into that for a moment. I really did.
Of course you did.
You're good, man. You're good.
All that storytelling.
This is the first year where they have no game I played. Usually there's one game I'm like, oh, okay, that's the one I'm rooting for. But this year I haven't played a single one of them.
I hear Poetry for Neanderthals is really good. I've heard that. I saw that posted. I mean, it could have even been in the Dice Tower.
Facebook
forums.
told them.
Facebook said this is the best.
I
think it has to do like with the bonking on the heads thing. Isn't that the same?
Yeah,
like Arctech or Architect, whatever that was called, which is a really fun game. I think it's got that mechanic where you're hitting people on the head with clubs.
A foam or a blow up.
There it is. There's a blow up club right in the middle. Yes, I've heard this is really kind of a cute game. So
all right. Well, yes, also probably Game of the Year. Okay, so one of the games that you'll see played at every convention on Earth by a group of 4 very serious people is Tichu. Am I wrong?
I would not play this game with certain people ever, and I will not mention their names, but they know who they are.
Some of them used to be Dice Tower contributors. Mary Prasad. Sorry. Okay.
Mary, I would never say that about you, Mary. I would never. I love Mary.
No, I said she loves
serious. Yes, and she is a serious player.
Well, Tiki Editions, a French publisher, has a new version for this, which I don't know that I love the box cover, but I like the way the cards look.
Yeah, no, this is classy looking, man. This feels there's a woodcut vibe to the whole thing a little bit that I think it's beautiful. I think it's a gorgeous addition. Plus, I now get to say the Tiki Tichu game. That's great.
The Tiki Tichu.
Is this coming out from a different company or no?
Yeah, Tiki. It's a Tiki team.
It's called Tiki.
So
Not only are they redoing this one, they're also redoing Michael Schott's Lucky Numbers. So this looks really nice too.
how would a company get the rights to a game that's still in print? So how would another company get
Maybe it's out of print. I don't know.
They can stop printing it. Okay, interesting. All right, interesting.
Anyhow, so both those games are interesting to me. I look forward. I like Tichu, but it does have a very boring looking cover. So maybe the new cover will help it. Who knows?
Yeah, this Lucky Numbers game, I don't know. I like Michael Schott. I'm a big fan of his stuff. I usually am aware of what he's done, but I don't know this game.
Well, you would never get it based on that first cover, right?
No,
that 5 or 12.
No, that looks like old Windows 95 software.
That's one of those games that are like, I swear it's educational. You'll like it for your kids.
Yeah.
That's the game. Tom knows what I'm talking about. That's the free one you get with the game you actually want to buy. You know what I'm talking about, Tom.
Yeah.
All right. SOBEK is coming from Bruno Catala. This is an older game, first released by GameWorks, and the new version is 2 players only. Now, I'm assuming you've played this game, Z.
Yeah, I have it somewhere. It's over there.
So, is it weird that they're dropping it to only 2 players, or was that kind of the way it was?
No, it was definitely a multiplayer game. I mean, 2 players allows for a little more forward planning and things like that. It was sort of, it would be a little bit of a chaotic set collection game with more than 2. But I think one of these involved companies, I don't know if it was Space Cowboys or GameWorks or somebody was for a while there making a push to become a 2-player game company. They were gonna rework Madam Ching and make that a 2-player only game. They scrapped that idea.
But this is from Space Cowboys.
I don't know what's going on. This has been a strange trend in some of these French companies where they'll republish something, go straight to 2 players only. It'll be fine. I think it's a neat enough game. The scoring I find a little wonky, but they might rework that. I'm curious to see what this is, and I'll be able to compare them side by side when this eventually shows up.
Well, one game I think that Z will be excited about is our next one, The Adventures of Robin Hood. This is coming from Cosmos, and this is from Michael Menzel, who's mostly known for his art. He's one of the best artists in the business, but he also designed a game called Legends of Andor, which is one of Z's,
fantastic game,
one of your favorite games.
It's a great game.
This sounds like it's a similar game. It's using a book instead of cards.
Cool.
But man, the description here sure makes it sound like it's a spiritual successor, if you will.
He had to work that back in. Had to do it.
Anyway, Monica, we don't have to underline jokes. You just have to. So anyway,
I gotta leave the show. I can't take it anymore. Only Z loves me.
That is true.
Anyway, this
only
looks
I
beautiful.
Of everyone you know, only I love you.
And my hair. You mentioned before the show you like my hair.
Anyway. I'm the only one who likes it.
Anyway, this looks beautiful. Menzel's artwork, of course, shining here. And Cosmos, great company. I definitely would want to take a second look at this.
Yeah, man, I'm
excited
all over
about
this.
it because I love the Robin Hood theme.
Yep.
And so few games do it right.
Hardcover book.
Cool.
Interesting. They put a hardcover book into the game too.
I prefer a spiral bound one myself, but who knows?
I assume that's what that is. I don't know if this is like multiple boards on a bound spine or what. But
Well, yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm excited. I want to see what this is all about.
Very cool.
All right, WizKids has already been making miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons. Now they're making them for Pathfinder Battles, Darkland Rising. 52 figures that are coming in booster packs. So the randomness is still around.
Well, this is you don't know what you're getting with these?
That's what it says. It says you can buy them in a standard booster or a standard booster 8-count break. WizKids has been doing boosters. I mean, they're still doing them for HeroClix, I think.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I love the way that Dragon Sphinx thing looks. That's cool.
It's beautiful.
I predict our next game we're talking about will be one of the most talked about games in 2021, and that's Coffee Traders. This is from Capstone Games. It's designed by the people who made Wildcatters, which, wow, that looks pretty boring, actually. But this one looks much more interesting. Capstone makes Euro games look fantastic. This one's a pretty big game, and it's the buzz for this has already begun. I just feel like this one's going to be a thing. And also, it has something to do with coffee, which people tend to like.
Interesting. Okay.
There's even a pre-order level for the game that you can get coffee. Bonner's like clicking, yes.
I love my coffee. This is true. Yeah, it looks like a lot of busyness on your player board and the board, and you're going to be pushing those little cubies around or whatever they are. Maybe they're coffee beans.
Yeah, I don't know,
Very
Tom.
busy.
I feel like I don't care. I hope it does well, but I feel like disagreeing with you that this is going to be one of the big games of 2021.
All right.
I don't know.
There's been several coffee games recently.
Remember this moment, folks. All right.
I'm going to disagree with Tom, too, but it's easy.
The next two announcements I'm super excited about. So, first of all, Unmatched. Marvel Unmatched.
This is going to be big, okay?
Now, there's a couple reasons I'm excited about this. First of all, they're not fooling around. They're releasing 4 of these sets with 3 characters each. That's 12 characters. Secondly, they deliberately picked characters who were not major powerhouse, Thor, Iron Man. They picked Daredevil, Elektra, Bullseye, Ghost Rider, Luke Cage, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, Squirrel Girl, Cloak and Dagger, Black Widow, Black Panther, and Winter Soldier. That's cool. I'm really pumped about this.
Yeah, yep. This sounds great, and I'm loving these covers. They've shown a couple of the covers so far. They're keeping all that crazy style that Unmatched has, but throwing a Marvel in there. They're also releasing 3 character packs that they haven't. There's no product yet in the Unmatched line that looks like this. There are no 3 packs. Now, that begs the question: is there going to be some sort of new 3-player mode? Because there is no such thing. You can play 2 players.
It says each of the games is playable as a standalone title for 2 to 3 players.
Yes, but you could do that now. You could play 3 players, and the way it works is teams. So it'll be like you and me versus Bonacore running 2 decks.
Yeah, but if these only come with 3 characters, that's not possible.
Is it free for all? You know what I mean? Like, I'm curious to see what that looks like. I'm excited, man. I'm gonna take Ghost Rider and wreck house.
Well, I'm actually excited. The one I'm most excited about is the Ms. Marvel, Squirrel Girl, and Cloak and Dagger. I like Ms. Marvel.
4 characters, Cloak and Dagger. That's why.
I wonder if they'll have miniatures for both of them. It'd be very disappointing if it's like Cloak and Dagger as a token.
Like the disc, yeah, it probably will do minis for both. Yeah. No, my favorite sounding set is definitely Ghost Rider, Luke Cage, Moon Knight. I'm into that one, man. I can't wait.
That's an amazing cover.
These covers are great in general. I haven't played these Unmatched games yet.
You haven't played any Unmatched game?
No, I have not played any Unmatched.
Ooh, it's
I know.
Good.
Okay, then I gotta get something. Gotta get one of these.
And finally, our final announcement is a sequel has been announced, a spiritual successor of sorts to Near and Far from Red Raven Games called Now or Never. We know this for sure because we have a promo for this in our upcoming Kickstarter. Near and Far is my favorite of all of Ryan Lockett's games. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I love everything about this. I love that it's a sequel to Near and Far. I love the title. Now or Never is a great title. And that cover, I put that on my wall in a second.
That is a stunning cover. Ryan not only designs, he does the art, he does the graphic design. I hate this guy. He's so talented. I can't stand Ryan Lockett. I love him. He really is. Him and his wife are just beautiful people. Wonderful.
Yeah, they're actually making a documentary about just him and his wife.
Get out.
Really?
Yeah,
and he's probably writing and directing it. Dude, it's just, he's talented. He's a talented cat.
He's running the cameras too. I heard he got a distribution company putting it out.
The producer.
He's the whole
Yeah, anyway, very excited about this one. Alrighty, well, that's the news. That's a lot of news. We'll see what we have next week. But for now, we'll be back in a minute with a game show. But first, contributors.
Hey everyone, I'm back chatting about board games and what it is I'm looking for in them. And again, probably no surprise, I love cooperative games. Really enjoy them. Some of my favourite games: Legends of Andor, Pandemic Legacy Series, Mice and Mystics. These are some of my favourite games, and it's because I love trying to win as a team, trying to help my friends to win. Doesn't mean that I don't like playing against my friends. I've got loads of, games, worker placements where I'm beating my friends, or losing to my friends in most cases. But I really enjoy trying to win as a group, and it just adds. And if we can include RPG in that, role playing, that really is great. I wonder whether I played Seventh Continent so much on my own. I wonder whether that was maybe why I called on it so quick. Maybe if I'd have been playing it cooperatively, it would have been a different kettle of fish. Who knows? And I don't hate it if you've got a hidden traitor aspect either. Room 25 is another one of my favourite games. I love that, and that's got that hidden traitor, which just makes it really exciting. Although if it's me, because I just start giggling. I'm not good. I don't have a, I can't pretend I'm the traitor or not. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to play with my friends again, and I'm hoping to, I'm looking forward to Pandemic Legacy Series 0 when I get the chance. But one thing I will say is that when we're talking about cooperative games, it really sort of highlights how difficult sometimes it can be to find a group. I haven't been welcome at everybody's table. I haven't wanted to be at some of the tables that I've been at because I didn't get on with the people that I was working with, or we had different ways of looking at things. And cooperative games really highlight how difficult it can be. So it took me a while, but I found that group. I've got that group now. And I hope that maybe for you, 2021 is the year that you can find that group. And so I hope you have a fantastic year. And until next time, bye.
This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on an IP, and I tell you if the theme and the mechanisms fit well together. Today we're looking at Ghostbusters, the card game. Let's take a look at the game really quickly, and I'll tell you if the IP and the mechanisms fit well together.
First thing you can do is you can discard a card you don't want and draw one from the top of the deck. So that's one action. Second action is you can just play a card and do what it says. So either play the Librarian, capture the top card of the Ghost deck. Some of these will move the Ghost Trap 2 cards counterclockwise. For example, there. You might move it clockwise. We're here with Ray. So you just move the trap card around. Now, wherever the trap card will stop based on the card play, if you played at least one action card, then you will take this card and you will score it at the end of the game. The round will end when all 12 cards have been taken. Then you will start the next round by drawing 12 more cards. You will play 3 rounds of the game, so you'll go through 36 of the Ghost cards as you're playing. Scoring is pretty easy. Right here, you will see a base score. This one will score you 5 points. This one will score you 1. There are also set bonuses with 4 different icons. Whoever has the most of each of the cards of that icon will get 3 points. Some of the gear will also score points based on set collections. Lastly, you have slime cards. Whoever has the most slime cards will lose 3 points at the end of the game. You count up all the scores that you have. Most points wins.
There's not a whole lot about this game that makes sense based on the IP. I guess you have a trap that's going around and you're trying to maybe have a competition so you can capture the most ghosts. It works okay. The card game is very random. You're kind of playing what's in your hand. You're going through the motions of playing. The game isn't very strong, but we're here to talk about the IP and the mechanisms. Nah, not really. I never really feel like I'm a Ghostbuster when I'm doing is busting ghosts. You're having the same Ghostbusters kind of pop up. I'm not Egon. I'm taking a crew out. So are you. It just doesn't work in that regard. The game isn't strong enough to propel it up from where it should be. So for me, this is what I would say is a pretty big miss for me. I'm a really big fan of Ghostbusters. I wanted this to succeed, and it does not. Stinker in all regards.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our showdown today. I'm your host, and we have our 3 contestants, Z Garcia, Stephen Bonacore, and you, the people. and everyone gets to play. So what we're doing today is I'm going to give you some polls. We have 7 polls, actually. I'm going to let the people vote on those polls. Then Mr. Bonagor and Mr. Garcia are going to pick the answer they think people voted for the second most. And after they both pick, they will score and the people will score. So here's how it works. If they pick the number 1 answer, the people get a point. But if they both pick the number 1 answer, the people get 2 points. So got to keep that in mind. If either of them picks the people's second answer, they get 4 points, either Bonacor or Garcia. 2 points if you pick the third answer, and 1 point if you pick the fourth answer. But if you pick the fifth answer, you give the people 2 points, and if you pick the sixth answer, you give the people 3 points.
Okay.
Today's category, I tried to pick some positivity thing here. So it's about movies. Movies. Now, folks, I'm about to...
So we obviously have to pick simultaneously here.
Right,
Tom? You said we could both vote for the same thing, so...
Yeah. And actually, you could vote for the same thing. Yeah, so we're going to have to do it simultaneously. So just I'll have you write them down and just show them. Okay?
Yeah. No problem.
All right, so here's the first one. Which of these movies are you most excited about in 2021? All right, so people are picking from the following 6 movies only. So we have Dune, the new version of Dune coming out. Okay. Top Gun Maverick. No Time to Die, the new James Bond movie. Black Widow. Godzilla vs. King Kong. Or The Suicide Squad. So that's Dune, Top Gun Maverick, No Time to Die, Black Widow, Godzilla vs. King Kong, or The Suicide Squad.
We don't want number 1.
You don't want number 1. You want to pick the number 2, if possible, because that gives you points. Someone said they're all bad movies? Boo to you.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to watch 5 of the 6 of these. Actually, that's a lie. I'm going to watch the 6th one, too. Hoping that maybe the third time around it's actually good. I'm a sucker for superhero.
Oh, this is I think there's 2 in contention for number 1. Oh.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, I wrote it down.
Yeah. Z's looking it up on his iPad.
I'm writing it down on the iPad so that this can be easier.
I'm using old
All
tech
right, we don't need to reveal them. I trust that you both won't cheat here. So we'll go with Z first. What did you pick?
I said Suicide Squad.
Really? No way. Dune, number 2. Black Widow's number 1. That's my guess.
That's what I figured also.
Yeah.
All right, well, number 6, which is actually the one I'm most excited about, is Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Oh.
I really like the last King Kong movie a lot. So
how many are we gonna see? How many like King Kong Origin? No, that's the least excited one. No,
I like that. That last King Kong movie was great. You didn't like it?
I don't. It blended in with the 6 before it.
No, it didn't. It was completely different. They went to the island.
I'll go watch.
All right, anyway. Then number 5, which if you picked it gives 2 points to the people, was The Suicide Squad.
I'm a dummy.
Mm-hmm.
There was a tie for number 3, Top Gun and No Time to Die. So yes, Monica, you were right with the 1 and 2, but were you correct completely? Number 2, which actually came in 10 votes behind number 1, was Black Widow. Dune is number 1.
Son of a gun.
So for round 1, people 3, Z and Steve 0.
Yeah, but I was less wrong. He picked the number 1.
All right. Well, let's go down to the next tier of excitement. Same thing, but with 6 different movies. Here are some more movies that you might be interested in seeing in 2021. Matrix 4. So they're finally making a 4th one there. The Jungle Cruise, starring The Rock. A new version of Candyman. Cruella, which I believe is starring the Harley Quinn. What's her actress name?
Margot Robbie.
Morbius, the Spider-Man sort of bad guy, good guy like the Dracula version, whatever, and the remake of West Side Story. So we have Jungle Cruise, Matrix 4, Candyman, Cruella, Morbius, and I Want to Live in America, West Side Story.
Wow. There's a lot of garbage.
I'm going to watch all these too. So in y'all's face.
Wow. All right. Oh my goodness.
I'm ready.
I've been watching a lot of trailers lately, and it's like,
I'm ready.
I don't like my answer, but I'm gonna go with it. What the heck?
All right, well, you'll give your answer first. Go ahead.
Morbius.
Morbius. What about you, Z?
Morbius.
With teeth.
Woo-hoo. With
All right.
teeth.
Well, the number
Nice.
one answer by a mile was Matrix 4.
Of course.
In fact, someone said that that's going to be the biggest movie of the year. I don't think so.
It's gonna be up there.
No.
It's gonna
Maybe.
be up. Oh, it's definitely gonna be
2 and
up in the
3
top
have such a
5.
bad reputation.
Top
Well,
5
anyway.
movie of the year, definitely.
Well, that might not be hard in 2021. We'll see.
Okay.
All right.
I really
How are we
think
gonna know
people
which
are
movies are
over.
the
People, I
best of
think,
the
are
year anyway?
overestimating the Matrix
Well-
4. Like most folks thought 2 and 3 were bad. So unless they were like rebooting, if they were calling it something else, but Matrix 4 is a terrible idea.
Well, let me ask you this, though, Boddicker. How are we going to even know what the top movies of the year are going to be?
I got to go take a look and see what Box Office Mojo is doing these days.
But
That's
they're releasing them. Yeah, well, anyway. Okay, so number 2, this is the big one here, is Jungle Cruise. So
disappointed.
Never
Number
bet
3.
against The Rock.
Cruella. Number 4, Morbius. So you both get a point.
Yay.
Number 5, West Side Story, and Candyman is the lowest one there.
Yeah, West Side Story.
Say it a few
so
more times.
iconic.
See what happens.
No,
Doesn't he-
I'm good.
Doesn't he show up? He shows up, right?
If I see a fly land on my shoulder, I'm out. You know? So- all right. The next sequel, there's nothing to do with next year. I mean, the next question will have sequel and answer. Which of these 6 movies is the best movie sequel? Okay, so this is
Matrix 4.
sequels are usually pretty bad. So which of these is the best? We have Spider-Man 2. This is the Tobey Maguire one with Doc Octopus from 2004. The Godfather Part 2. Terminator 2. Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. The Dark Knight, or Aliens. All of these are critically acclaimed sequels.
Wow.
What's the last one?
Spider-Man 2, Godfather 2, Terminator 2, Star Trek: Wrath of Khan, The Dark Knight, and Aliens.
These are truly some of the best. I know what the best is here, but I'm not sure if everybody here will agree.
I know what you think is the best. Well, you're trying to guess what the people think is the best.
Yes. This is true.
You're a little biased there, so
Not biased. I know great movie making.
got to stick with the family business.
Don't ever go against the family. It was you, Fredo.
Frodo?
All right.
With the ring, right? Yes.
Fredo.
Fredo and Frodo. That's a new spinoff.
Here we go. I'm
All
ready.
right. All right. Z, you're first. What do you got?
I got Terminator 2, worst day ever. Also, they went with Judgment Day. The original title was Terminator 2, worst day ever.
Well,
Godfather
that
2.
original title. I like that title.
Godfather 2, because it really is like the greatest sequel like of all time because it's just great. It's unbelievable. Go
So
ahead.
you're picking Godfather 2.
I am picking Godfather 2. Yes.
All right. Well, the
People will
lowest
agree.
ranked one is Spider-Man 2 with only 4 votes.
Makes sense.
And then tie for second last place, giving 2 points to the people, is Terminator 2 and Star Trek. So
What?
it gives the people
Yeah.
2 more points.
T2 is one of the best films ever made, you heathens.
It is a great film.
Aliens beats that out a bit. And then first place by a country mile is The Dark Knight. Godfather in Part 2, giving Bonacor 4 points.
Oh man.
My reign of terror comes back.
So right now the score is the people have 5, Mr. Bonacor has 5, and Z has 1.
What?
1.
Which of these is the best movie franchise?
Terminator.
Movie franchise. I did not put Terminator on the list here. I thought about it, but then I thought that the last 3 or 4 movies would really drag.
The last like 7 are terrible. It was 1, it was 2, and the rest.
Yeah.
Did no one else like the newest one? I thought it was good.
I like the newest one next.
too.
Actually, I think it's 2, then I guess 1, and then there's new ones. Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah, I like that fight on the bridge. It was pretty good. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, that one. That was pretty good.
here we go. We got Star Wars, Star Trek,
Of course.
Middle Earth, James Bond, Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Rocky. Star
Oh,
Wars,
wow.
Star Trek, Middle Earth, James Bond, Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Rocky.
Wow.
Well,
Best franchise, you're saying?
Yeah, the best franchise.
wow.
Not go by any single movie.
Could I pick all of them? Wow. Oh, this is hard. Probably no number 1. Therefore,
Oh yeah, someone said I didn't put Harry Potter in there. Yeah, I probably should have put Harry Potter in there. Didn't think of it.
I'm ready. Oh, this is rough. Rough.
You can't put Marvel without putting DC. Oh no, I can. I didn't want DC
yes.
to be embarrassed with no votes. Okay, folks.
Anybody pick DC?
No, come on,
guys.
Here I go.
Okay.
Who's got you? Me or you?
Monica,
Go.
you're first. What do you got?
I got Middle Earth for number 2.
Right, that's what I said.
you?
Lord of the box office.
Very good. Very
I
good.
didn't know if that might be knocked down with the Hobbits, but you know who knows.
But-
All right. 6th place, Rocky, which mostly because I couldn't think of. I mean, I think the Rocky franchise is great.
Yeah, they're very
So, the only one I don't like is 5, but I like the rest. Then Star Trek. Almost no one voted for Star Trek, which surprised
Sad.
me.
Wild.
good. Sad.
Then James Bond. It's the other 3 just crushed it. Number 3, Star Wars.
There you
Had
go.
done this a decade ago. Number 1 by a mile, right?
Yes. More than a decade, like before 99.
Alrighty, number 1, quite convincingly, Marvel Cinematic Universe. So Middle Earth, you both get 4 points.
Nicely
Yes.
done.
So now I'm
Nicely
winning, right?
done.
Oh, you're actually tied with the people now. 5 for you, 5 for the people, and 9 for Mr. Bonacor.
Yes.
Thank
I'm
you,
one
thank
of
you,
you.
Thank you. He's a man of the people, like I am. Maybe.
All right, so let's go to characters in movies. Which of these characters? I have 2 of these. We're splitting them by gender.
Mhm.
Which of these characters would win in a no holds barred fight?
T1000.
So I have John McClane, Indiana Jones, Ethan Hunt, Jason Bourne, John Wick, or Dirty Harry.
Oh my
Which
goodness.
one of these would win? And you can do whatever you want in this fight. We have John McClane, Indiana Jones, Ethan Hunt, Jason Bourne, John Wick, or Dirty Harry. So we stick them all in an arena like that old
Battle
YouTube-
Royal?
The Ultimate Showdown. This is the ultimate. Anyhow,
One more
wow,
time.
it's like really mean comments in the polls. Look, for those of you who don't like Marvel movies, that's fine. Please stop stomping on our joy. We love them. Obvious. Boo.
Tom, one more time to make sure I got who I wrote down here.
John McClane, Indiana Jones, Ethan Hunt, from Mission Impossible, Jason Bourne, John Wick, and Dirty Harry.
Who's Dirty Harry?
Oh, come on.
Kidding.
Oh, my.
I'm kidding. Calm down. If you seriously answer this, you're gonna make my day, punk.
Yeah, I didn't put it. Someone said why I didn't put it as Mr. Rogers, but yes, I know he won in that
What?
video.
What?
Yeah, You got to watch it sometime. It's called The Ultimate Showdown. It's
All
pretty old, but it's funny. All right.
All right. Z, who's first? Z first, I think.
Z's first. What do you got, Z?
All right, so I figured John Wick would probably go number 1, so I'm going Jason Bourne number 2.
All right.
That's good. I did pick John Wick because anybody who would take the killing of his dog that seriously would kill everybody and anything he came up against. John Wick.
All right. Well, poor Tom Cruise coming in last. Ethan Hunt got nothing. Even Indiana Jones beat him for second last. Third last, Dirty Harry was tied with John McClane. I don't know who would win between the two of those. That would be a fun matchup, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so we're down to Jason Bourne and John Wick for 1 and 2. The number 1 answer, quite convincingly, was John Wick.
Ooh.
Jason Bourne, number 2.
I wanted to give you something.
This is actually very exciting. The people now have 6, and Z and Bonacor both have 9.
Oh, come on. How
that's
could he tie already?
That's it. You're in trouble now.
I want a recount. State of Florida needs a recount.
Yeah, baby.
All right. So let's switch now to female protagonists.
Yes.
Who would win in a no-holds-barred fight? We have Sarah Connor from Alien, Ellen Ripley.
Sarah Connor is from Terminator.
Wait, I just switched those two. All right, just ignore that. Sarah Connor from Terminator and Ellen Ripley from Alien.
Right.
Yeah, it's written the wrong way in the polls, folks. Ignore that. All right. Then we have Imperator Furiosa from Mad Max.
Who are they voting for? The person or the franchise? Make it clear.
The person, Sarah
The
Connor
name.
or Ellen Ripley.
Vote on the name.
Go with the name. Then we have The Bride from Kill Bill, Trinity from The Matrix, or Lilu from The Fifth Element. So Sarah Connor from The Terminator, Ellen Ripley from Alien, Imperator Furiosa from Mad Max, The Bride from Kill Bill, Trinity from The Matrix, and Lilu from The Fifth Element. Yes, I know I put the things in wrong. Sorry, folks. I just typed them in the wrong spot. I know who's from which.
You messed up. Also, Sarah Connor is from The Terminator.
Thank you. This one is a much more interesting matchup, I think.
Yeah, this is harder, but
I got it.
All righty.
Encore goes.
Yep.
Continuing with the theme that Matrix 4 will be one of the top 5 movies of the year, it is Trinity.
Oh, okay.
Number 2. As number
So
2.
wrong.
As number 2.
Dead wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with...
Go ahead.
I don't know, but I'm going to go with... I thought The Bride would be number 1, so I went with Sarah Connor as number 2. Plus, I love me some Terminator.
She's number 1.
All right.
You think The Bride is lower than that?
Yes.
No.
All right. Number 1 is actually The Bride.
Ooh.
So there you go. Number 2, giving 4 points to one of you, is actually Trinity.
No!
Yes!
Number 3 is Ellen Ripley. Number 4, Lilu. Number 5, Sarah Connor. And Furiosa comes in at number 6.
Dude, you got robbed. You got robbed. I will agree.
I got robbed. The only person she beat was a post-apocalyptic lady with one arm. What is happening?
I almost want to give you my points. I almost want to give you my points because you got so robbed, but I won't. Almost.
All right. So right now Z has 9 points. The people have 8, and Mr. Bonacor has 13. But anybody can win here in the final
because all the points are doubled.
No, I'm not doubling them. I won't double them this time. But now we're switching tactics.
Now we have to write the answer before you tell us what the choices are. Got it.
Okay.
Of the following 6 movies, and I picked the most emotional ones, which of these Pixar movies is your favorite? All right. So I didn't put any Toy Stories here.
Okay.
So we got Onward, Coco, Up, Inside Out, WALL-E, or Brave. We have Onward, Coco, Up, Inside Out, WALL-E, or Brave. Which of those is your favorite of those 6?
Favorite of these movies?
I didn't put Soul in because it just came out.
I haven't seen
everyone watched it.
I haven't seen most of these, actually. I used to be like a huge Pixar fan. They sort of lost me at some point along the way there, probably when like Cars 3 or something came out.
Well, I didn't put any of the cars on this. Actually,
they're the most emotional ones, Tom.
No, I went and looked up the ranking of all the Pixar movies that were released in theater on Rotten Tomatoes, and Cars 3, 2, and 1 are the lowest three.
I'm going to play it safe, I think.
I have no idea.
I'm playing it safe.
How can you play it safe? There's no safe answer here.
I think, well, I'll tell you my strategy in a second.
Your what?
Strategy.
Man.
Strategery. I use the strategery method.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking like Tom Vessel.
To be fair, he doesn't know what he's talking about either, so don't worry about it. All right.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, who's first this time?
I think it's me.
All right, go ahead.
What did I pick? I went with Coco.
That might be my favorite at this point. I really like Coco.
It's a great movie, but I think that there's two probably that are higher. I thought that was third.
That one I haven't seen.
Want me to tell you what the top two are?
Yeah, go ahead. What are the top two?
Up and the other one that I was
Up and
Inside
the
Out.
other one.
Up
Great.
and Inside Out.
I said Up because I don't know.
Yeah. Up is phenomenal. That would be my favorite on there. And Inside Out maybe two.
Oh, I can't even watch that. It's so sad. It's messed up. Like the first 3 minutes, you're like, just shoot me, Pixar. Just shoot me.
I cry every time.
All right, number 6 is Brave. All right, then there's a tie for number 5, that gives 2 points to the people, and that would be a tie between Onward and Coco.
Ooh.
Sorry, Mr. Bonacor.
I'm gonna win, I think.
Number 1.
Maybe.
Oh no, wait. Number 3 is Inside Out. Actually.
I'm in trouble.
Number 2.
No, it's good.
What's left? What's left? What are the two left? Up and what?
And Wall-E.
Yeah, Up is gonna get number 1.
It's gonna be Up at the top, and then Wall-E. I knew I should have gone
with
with the fat
Wall-E.
people movie.
Number 1 is Up.
Always bet on the fat future people.
All right. So final scores are Z has 9. The people have 11. Mr. Bonacor, even though he didn't do well in the final round, still wins with 13.
And my strategery paid off.
What a beast.
Yeah, but if it had gone a little bit lower, then the people would have won.
When you're retired, you watch and analyze more movies. That's what it is.
I probably do. You're right.
All righty, folks. We're almost done here, but we got another contributor, and then we'll close this show off. Here we go.
What's up, everyone? It's Jen, the board game librarian, flipping some pages and pushing some cubes with my segment From the Page to the Table, where I pair a book and a board game together and share a common theme. This week, we are going to take a look at Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling, the final book in the Harry Potter series. I mean, what an epic ending. So I think some people have really loved it, and some people have not as much. But we have Harry and gang trying to collect all the Horcruxes to finally defeat Voldemort. This epic battle at the end where everyone is there, defending Hogwarts, and then some people having a showdown with Voldemort. This book really reminded me of... this game really reminded me of this book, and that is Harry Potter Death Eaters Rising from the OP, 2 to 4 players, a cooperative game where you are looking to take down Voldemort. Wow! You are looking to add people to your squad of sorts and boost the amount of dice that you have, special abilities. You have to defeat a certain amount of Death Eaters before you are able to take on Voldemort, who also has to show up in the deck as well. But this, I think, might be one of our favorite Harry Potter games. This is actually the only one that we own now. And I think it's because it's maybe the most complex and robust out of the ones that we own and have owned. What do you think of the Rising series? What do you think of Harry Potter Death Eaters Rising? That's all this week, friends. Happy breakfast.
Alrighty, well, that's it. Just a couple things before we leave. Mr. Bonacker had an announcement.
Oh, yeah. So if anybody out there has, nothing to do tonight on New Year's Eve, if you want to stop by, happy hour with the Podfather, which we do on Zoom, of course, a virtual thing on Zoom. Please do. You can just go over to the Podfather of Gaming page on Facebook, and you'll find the event for tonight. We're going to start at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to run till 12 or so for midnight.
12:01. He's an old man.
Corey Thompson wants me to run till 3 a.m. so that we cover him on the West Coast, but I'm like, I'll never make it past midnight, especially if maybe I've had an adult beverage or two in me by then. So anyway, if you want to just hang out, at 5 is not on maybe. If you want to hang out, we're going to play some Jackbox games. We're going to have some fun lists. Going to go through some of the stuff that we've done all year. So
all right,
it's going to be a fun
advertisement.
Time. Come
all
on.
Right, we have a...
That sounds good, man. That's a lot of stuff.
I hope you do. I hope you come by. And you just stop in for 10 minutes, stop in for an hour, whatever you want to do. Going to be fun. Happy hour with the Podfather.
All right, don't forget, we have a contest running. Go back to the beginning of the episode to find out details on how to enter that. And we'll be back in 3 hours at 2 p.m. talking about the best 2020 games according to you, the people's choice. So stay tuned. Also, more reviews and other things going up today. A very, very, very happy New Year to everyone. Yes, I know things won't magically get better tonight at midnight, but hope is on the horizon.
Yeah.
And we look forward to a fantastic
opposite Y2K. That's what.
The opposite of Y2K?
Yeah, everybody was freaked out about Y2K. Everybody's like, come on, as soon as it becomes 2021, magic.
Everything's better.
Everything is better.
Awesome.
You can only hope, folks.
Yep.
All righty. Well, until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Thank you.
I'm Stephen Bonacore.
Have fun watching movies.